we all have the capability of affecting this transfiguration and moving the needle into a state of greater wholeness and holiness. This is Christian teaching, fundamental Christian teaching, that we all, with unveiled faces, contemplate the Lord's glory or the Lord's light in these images. And we're being transformed into this image with ever increasing glory, which comes down from the Lord, who is the Spirit. And because humans are made in the perfect image of God, we also have the spiritual capacity to participate in or mirror Jesus's divine glory as image bearers and reactivate or further activate our light bodies. The Bible is specific when it says, as was the man of dust or carbon, which is our physical flesh and blood bodies, so also are those who are of carbon. And as is the man of heaven, so also are those who are of heaven. And just as we have borne the image of the man of dust, or our flesh and blood body, we shall also bear the image of the man of heaven. And this is why the book of Revelation goes on and on and on about the image of the beast, those who worship the image of the beast. The last thing you want to do, according to the book of Revelation, is take the mark of the beast or to worship the image of the beast. Because according to Revelation, if you don't worship the image of the beast, you're going to suffer the wrath of the dragon. You won't be able to get on a train or a plane or buy, sell, or trade, according to Revelation. But that is nothing, according to the wrath, according to Revelation, if you don't worship the image of God. And so this is the choice, once again, that we all have to make. It sounds like fire and brimstone, but really, when you think about it, it's a pretty natural choice for us. We understand this. I think every one of you feels like a slave to your devices, to your computer. How addicted are you really? Like totally? Yeah, I know. All the time. We can't go through a meal together without checking our email. First thing we do, pop out of bed in the morning. I got to check the email, go online, so check all the news sources, get my daily dose of bullshit. Oh yeah, keep lying to me. Yeah, keep me focused. Do anything you can to distract me from my true self. That's what our culture is all set up to do. And we devote nine, maybe some of us as much as 9.9 out of 10 moments of our life to succumbing to the fear and the worry and the stress and the anxiety and the doubt, and especially the disbelief. We don't believe that we can activate our light body and live like a being of pure light and pure love. And therefore, we just don't, right? However, if we start to change what we are doing on a day to day basis and begin to refocus, retune our thoughts, our energies, our emotions, and our actions on becoming a more whole, holy, complete, and being of light, then that is going to give us a completely different result. And now is the time to do that. And I do believe that there are millions of people that are practicing this right now. And what we're needing at this moment, more than anything, are more exemplars. I mean, we seem to be in this kind of strange moment where we're not sure, things are shifting, we're not quite sure what's happening, and we're waiting for somebody or something to pop up. And what we're waiting for actually is you. We're waiting for you to begin to shine, to begin to activate your light body. And one way we do this, as I've taught for so long now, is by mirroring what we see in these images. Just by placing our hands, our consciousness face to face, soul to soul with Christ in this amazing painting by John Van Eyck, we begin to receive those codes and we can begin to activate our own light body. And I encourage you to make this part of your daily meditation. Maybe try beginning your morning with a meditation on an image like this, instead of checking the email and going through all those nasty websites that we go to every single day and feed on all that negativity. It will make a difference, because what we're doing is we're wiring our brains to our future selves. But it's not just our future self, it's our true self. Every day we wire our brains and our being to some image of what we want to be. when you get those new pair of shoes or that new car or that new guitar or whatever, it's going to fit this preconceived notion that we have of who we are as a being, and it's going to make us happy. Well, it will make us happy, but it won't make us as whole as we can become and as holy as we can become by instead retuning and dedicating our energy and time and our focus to feeding our consciousness and wiring our consciousness to our true selves, as exemplified here. So if you don't like the Christian version of this, then I propose use the Tibetan because it's telling exactly the same story. On the left, we see the fifth Dalai Lama, who's having a vision of Avalokiteshvara, the Buddhist goddess of compassion, who is manifesting from a higher frequency realm, stepping down from the 5D world, from the pure land or the heavenly realms. It's exactly the same image as what Hans Memling had showed us with John the Revelator peering into the 5D world, the throne of Christ. And here we see the fifth Dalai Lama now linking with this rainbow light body being, one of the rainbow angels of the Lord, who is entering into his consciousness and transmuting him now into a being of pure light and pure love, one of the Dalai Lamas. By the way, when the Dalai Lamas learn about the rainbow light body, this is how it's taught. It's all taught through images, no text, images, because the image, as the Gnostics said, will show us the way. And we can enter into the higher dimensional realm through the image. So in my view, there is no difference whatsoever in the story, the narrative, the meaning of the fifth Dalai Lama receiving this transmutational energy and teaching from Avalokiteshvara, and John the Revelator being visited by the rainbow angel of the Lord, who is delivering this higher frequency knowledge about ascension. It's telling exactly the same story, and they are exactly the same frequency or type of being. They are resurrected beings. They are in their glory body, their rainbow body, their light body. This is the image of God. We are made in the image of God. And when Christianity teaches that at the end of the book of Revelation and the second coming occurs and we will mirror Christ, this is what it means. It means we will more and more embody and exemplify our perfect holiness, our perfect light and perfect love. And then this will take humanity and plug us into a federation, if you will, of star systems and worlds where this rainbow light body teaching is taught. In fact, they tell us that it's taught in 13 star systems, including our own. You may have heard recently about the Israeli scientist. He was one of the founders of the Israeli space program, who came out and said that the U.S. and Israel have been dealing with extraterrestrials for decades, and that in fact Earth is part of a federation of extraterrestrial planets. Well, the Tibetans are telling us exactly the same thing, but from a spiritual perspective. And this Israeli scientist, he was very interesting. He said that these extraterrestrials are still holding off on disclosure until we learn more about space and spacecraft. And as I'm reading that, I'm thinking, yeah, I can relate to that. I mean, we know about warp craft, we know about warp drives, we know about the quantum realm. What do you mean we need to learn more about space? I mean, we know kind of those fundamental ideas now. And then it hit me, oh, I get it. What he's really talking about, or what these extraterrestrials are talking about, is the craft that we need to learn more about is the craft of manifesting our higher frequency light bodies. Because more than likely in ancient Israel, what they were dealing with are these angels of the Lord that appeared to Abraham, that appeared to Daniel, that appeared to Ezekiel. Some people believe that these beings were flying around in technological spacecraft, and that is a possibility. However, it's even more possible, and I think probable, that these angelic encounters, these extraterrestrial encounters that we see throughout the Bible, in which people see the angel of the Lord, is that they're describing rainbow light body beings. That is what we found just a moment ago in the Apocalypse of Abraham. It's certainly in the book of Revelation. The Essenes knew about it. And so to me, this is part and parcel of what's going on with the disclosure movement that is happening on the planet at this moment. We'll talk about that again here in a moment, but this is again an added reason why we want to understand this class of beings. The reason why is because one, it's our true nature. It is who we are as beings, and we have forgotten that we fell into our flesh and blood bodies. And also, these are the beings that have been guiding us for millennia into becoming higher frequency beings of pure light and pure love. It's not about disclosure of an extraterrestrial slave trading race, for example, that some people talk about. I think all of that's, let me just say this, I don't know what to think about that. I think that's more a reflection of their internal view of what they would like to see happen. People, slave trading throughout the galaxy and having some kind of capitalism throughout the cosmos. I think these extraterrestrial civilizations are way beyond those concepts, and what they are doing and why they are here is to assist us in our own ascension. They're trying to get us to gather a hold or get a hold of the Rainbow Bridge that will link us to these higher frequency civilizations. And of course, Buddha is an exemplar as an avatar of one of these beings of pure light and pure love, high frequency beings that came down the stairway from the Pure Land and manifested in a flesh and blood form in order to show us the way to attain our own ascension, in order for us to grab a hold of those the rainbow bridge that links the worlds. An avatar, it means a divine incarnation. It also means sent from God. And avatar, I think, is one of the most important words that we can begin to fully understand at this time. We speak of avatars of light, avatars of love. It's actually, avatar is actually a Sanskrit word that means descent. And descent is like the word fall. It indicates a step down in our frequency. You descend stairs, just like Sakyamuni or the Buddha descended this stairway in the image that we're looking at here. It means to fall, to enter into a flesh and blood state. And the reason why the Buddha would incarnate in a flesh and blood state is to be able to deliver more compassion in our world. In general, avatar, the word, can refer to a new, unexpected, or revolutionary person or event. And we've got a lot of things like that going on in our world right now. And I'm going to specify a couple of them here in a moment. But specifically, the word avatar has been used to refer to the appearance of a deity on Earth, whether in human form or as an apparition. And today in the West, the concept of avatars often associated with the second coming of Christ, the future Buddha, the Maitreya. The Hindus talk about it as terms of the reappearance of the Kalki avatar, which is another incarnation of Vishnu. We learn about the concept of avatar in the Islamic tradition, where they refer to the Mahdi, the 12th Imam. All of these different names, the Kalki avatar, Mahdi, Christ, Messiah, Maitreya, are different names for a divine incarnation who's expected to unite the world's religions into a new global religion under his name. This is the book of Revelation again, where it's the dragon and the two beasts that want us to worship the beast. Okay. And the beast, as I said a moment ago, I believe is AI and technology. And by worshiping it, it means that we are merged with it. We are one with it. And of course, you now know probably that the World Economic Forum, the Davos bunch, the big tech swingers want us to merge with AI in order to save the planet. They want to string us up on what they call the Internet of Bodies, so that like your toaster, your microwave, your car, your watch, you're all interconnected. You're one singular entity on this planet, and there is no such thing as individuality any longer, because there's really, darling, no such thing as a soul either. Remember, you don't matter, okay? You're just data. Data that they can mine, that they can harvest, that they can go sell and make billions of dollars with. And as long as they can con you into believing that you're just data, the beast will grow and grow and grow. The only way to defeat the beast is by bringing in the avatars of light and love that seek to transmute our planet into a planet of light and love where the beast cannot dominate and where souls can thrive instead.